Okay, I was just in Goodwill over here in Charlotte, and there was a woman that was speaking Russian. And Russian is one of those languages that sounds so ancient to me. If I feel like I go back to being on the Bering Strait, looking for a new land with my fellow compadres, my now ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That's like in my truth, in my core. I feel that I was one of them that was like, it's too cold. It's too cold here. I was like, yo, we gonna cross this frozen lake, this frozen ocean to get to Atlanta, Georgia. Back before, you know what I'm saying? We are going from what's the cap? Moscow, before it was Moscow, you know what I'm saying? On the back of a woolly mammoth, we are going to Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, before it was those things, you know what I'm saying? I genuinely love Russians, and there's a big, hold on. I was doing cold plunges last year in the river behind my house in the woods because there's this idea in my head that one day I'm going to meet a Russian woman and her dad's going to be like, show me you are not pussy and get in cold water. And I'm going to have to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, hold on. Because I just feel like that's going to happen to me one day. So I was already getting in the cold. It wasn't even a cold plunge, bro. It was summertime in Georgia, bro. It was actually very refreshing. But still, it was training myself for if that time ever did have to come, when I did have to get in cold water and cold plunge like that. Because something about Russia is, I feel it in my core. And like the way that they talk and just how tough they are. Like when in America, we use the word tough to be like, to describe something that's cool. Russians are actually tough to where I feel like they're just like the epitome of just like hardcore humans. Like you can't beat them, bro. Like that's why there was a Cold War, because if America ever fought Russia, actually cooked. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hold on. So yeah, hold on. Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I just love Russia, bro. And I was listening to that woman talk in the and I was eavesdropping, even though I didn't actually understand the eaves. I was still dropping. I stayed in there for an extra at least 5 minutes just so that I could hear what she was talking about, because she was laying someone out, like, and it sounded like she was like talking like in like a scolding way, but like in a joking way. Because I was like, who was she talking to? But it was hold on. It was genuinely interesting sound to hear coming from her voice. And at one time I did not know who was speaking Russian. So I turned to closest pale light-skinned woman I see coming from where sound was. And I said, excuse me, were you speaking Russian? And she said, no. So now I think I hallucinate sound of woman speaking Russian. However, she had walked to other side of Goodwill, and when she had walked back, I had heard her on the phone again, and at this point I knew it was her speaking Russian. Now, I did not have the courage to go up to her and say, I think your language sounds cool. However, I sent love from my heart's space to her. The aliens are real, y'all. They're walking among us. The aliens need chapstick. And a little bit of coconut pulling oil. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know, I'm the happiest when I'm sad. I'm the funniest when I'm actually sad. All right. Time to wrap this thing up, man. Hope y'all had a good time listening to me talk about the Russians. I love them to life. And one day I might find myself a Russian that can... Ding! I might find myself a Russian that can teach me Russian. My bottom teeth are a little bit more yellow than my top, so it makes me not want to show them. But I'm about to go get my coconut pulling oil right now, because I'm about to Guru Nanda the inside of my bumbo. But at this point, I'm just yapping But I love it because I can tell somebody on here is going to love this yap too. So I'm just at the thought that I'm bringing somebody a little bit of a grin or maybe a little bit of a exhortation from the nostrils makes me feel good. Привет. Hello. That is the only Russian word that I know. That is all I need to start a new life as a Russian. I done seen a video. Hold on, I gotta brush my teeth, man. I brush my teeth early, but I was like 8 a.m. Sometimes you gotta brush your teeth 3 times a day. I just can't stand to see a little bit of yellow because the way the light shines off of here just makes it look like it's accentuated yellow, even if it's not that actually yellow. It just accentuates it. But what I was saying was, I'm going to have to find myself a Russian family to teach me some Russian, and maybe I can teach them some American lingo like twin. because because I love that language, man, and I might have to spend my summers in Russia. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke cigarettes, but just watching that lady smoke that cigarette as she walked past me, it kind of made me want to smoke something. But anyway, I digress. I'm not going to, do you know where to find camel in desert? Where do camels live? I do not know, but they exist in desert. Do they have camel apothecary for when camel is sick? Or maybe they do not get sick. Maybe camel are indestructible creatures. I have never seen sick or even heard of sick camel. I'm starting to get a little bit cold, so I'm going to crank up the van and drive on home because the ambient heat has now left the vehicle, and I've been sitting here for maybe about an hour after I came out of Goodwill making these videos and just laughing at myself. And if your attention span has been great enough to make it to this long in the video, then I have a surprise. You're one of the top 1%ers of my personal preference. There's a person. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that right now. All right. I think I said everything I needed to say. I like Russians. Okay. And I like Russian language. If you're Russian and you're seeing this, send me a voice memo for as long as the voice memo will allow you of speaking pure Russian. Don't tell me what you're saying. Send me. No, I'm about to go on YouTube right now. Send me a voice memo. If you're Russian watching this, please. Send me a voice memo right now. The longest. I will WhatsApp you so you can send me voice messages. I just want to listen and get the downloads in my ears. Okay? That's all. Goodbye. I'm about to go get my Guru Nanda. Have a great day.